Yo, today I want to show you what I think is an absolute must-have accessory for the Oculus Quest 2, the ProStraps by ProTubeVR. My name is Franco and I work as a physical therapy tech in the Army. I also stream and make video content here on YouTube that tries to combine health and gaming in an accessible way. VR, in my opinion, is the absolute best way to combine exercise and gaming. And with the release of the Oculus Quest 2, VR is now insanely accessible for reasonable prices. But this video isn't about the Quest 2 unless you want to see a video about the Quest 2 and what I like about it compared to my Valve Index, then let me know in the comments. I'll probably still make that video anyway, even if you don't say anything. But still let me know if you want to see it. It would just make me feel better about it. One of the things that I had a hard time adjusting to when switching from the Index to the Quest was the lack of controller straps. The Index knuckle controllers have these super helpful straps that keep the controllers connected to your hands even when you open them. And this is nice because you aren't constantly having to hold onto the controller and you're free to relax your hand. This also adds to the immersion of gaming in situations where you're throwing something, because a strap like this allows you to open your hand at the end of your throw, which is more realistic. With the Quest 2 controllers, they're much smaller and they felt a little awkward in my hand, and you have this lanyard that you can put around your wrist, but that doesn't allow you to just relax your hands if you want to. So you're constantly having to hold on to them, or you're having to let them hang from your wrist, and I didn't really like that when compared to the Index. So in this video, I'm gonna go over the product itself to include my review of the build quality, price, and materials. Then I'm gonna do a quick installation guide, because even though it comes with written instructions, I'm more of a visual learner, and maybe you are too, and it may be helpful if you decide to buy this, or if you already have and you want to see the installation process in video form. As usual, there's going to be chapters in the timeline to the key points, and if you have any questions, then drop a comment below or head over to Twitch, where I stream 3 days a week, and ask me there. From time to time, I even stream VR games. ProTubeVR did send these out to me for free to try out and do a review video on, but I'm not being paid to say anything specifically. I genuinely just like this product and I wanted to share it with you. To begin, the ProStraps are made by a company in France called ProTubeVR. They make a VR rifle stock that I've reviewed before, and I really like their products and I like talking to them as well. They're super nice people. The ProStraps sell for about $20, and I say about because the price is in euros on their website. And despite coming from France, they use DHL to ship, and I've been shocked at how fast it arrived. I've had things shipped from the US and that took longer than these did. The gun stock is loads of fun, and I'll be reviewing the haptic feedback shoulder stock version that they have in the near future, but it's worth mentioning that if you have the cups required for the gun stock installed on your controller, these are going to work with them just fine. The straps are made of super comfortable cloth and canvas. They're adjustable for different sized hands with Velcro straps. It's a pretty straightforward product, and my only complaint would be that they only come in black. Seeing as how the controllers are white, it'd be nice to eventually see a white option available. You can remove the strap completely without having to uninstall it from the controller if you want to wash it. Now, I'll say that they don't mention if it's machine washable or any sort of washing technique or restrictions, but it seems to me like you could just wash it by hand and let them air dry without a problem. The anchors it uses to connect to the bottom and top of the controller seem to be 3D printed, but they also seem pretty sturdy, and I didn't really have an issue with this. The make it or break it for some people might be that the straps create a slight gapping of the controller's battery door. This seems unavoidable considering the way it's anchored, unless they opted to anchor it at the ring portion, but I think that wouldn't look as nice, and I would have to say that this is not something that you notice when using it. I'm just being hypercritical here and pointing it out just in case you're someone who'd be bothered by something like this. It doesn't bother me personally, and I don't think that it'll bother most people. Installing the strap is pretty simple, but I figured I'd record the process so you can see how it's done. Alright, so installing these things really isn't as difficult as the instructions might make it seem, in my opinion, and it's really just a few steps. So when you get this, it's going to come mostly assembled. It's going to have the top anchor up here and the bottom anchor down here. I'm not actually sure if this piece comes pre-installed or if it was just on mine, but if not, it's not too big of a deal. You take this little piece and you're gonna put it into the controller where I show you. What's nice is that there will be an R or an L depending on if this is the strap for the right controller or the left controller. So this one is the right controller. First thing that you're going to do is you're going to open up the battery case or battery door, whatever you want to call it. right? And I'm going to remove the included lanyard first, just by pulling it up like that. And that's where this small piece is going to come into play. It's really only going to fit in here one way, and you're just going to slide it into where you had the previous lanyard. I kind of find it helpful to push it down with something, kind of like a little Allen wrench or really anything. But this kind of helps it seat all the way down in there. You don't want it poking up, so it'd be like that. Once you've got that in here, you can kind of see how this is going to end up looking, right? It's going to be on the controller like this, but we need to get the top anchor in first. And this square is going to line up with this hook that is on the inside of the door, just like this hook, right? But the way that you're going to do it is there's going to be a small adhesive piece at the tip of this. And you want to be careful that you just peel off the very top layer, just like that. And now you have this sticky end right here. And this is going to end up kind of going in and over, right? So obviously the sticky side is going to go down. You're going to line up the square with the hook, and you're going to push it in so that that adhesive sticks to the inside of the controller. Just like that. Now, I kind of find it easier to make these a little loose, the Velcro straps, the adjustable straps. That way you have a little bit more room to play with. But if you just bend it over the edge of the controller door, or the battery door, I should say, you might find it easier to put this in here. So you're gonna wrap it back around, and you're gonna slide the door back in. Just make sure everything is lined up. And close it. You may need to pull this just a little bit to make sure that it's seated and in there all the way. But once it goes in, it doesn't really have that snap that it normally has without the Pro Strap, but you'll know it's in there. Now you can adjust it how you want, and you're good to go. Once you've finished both of them, now you will have some super comfortable, easy to hold Oculus controllers. If you're interested in picking up some of the Pro Straps, and I highly suggest that you do because they make a pretty huge difference, then check the link in the description below. If you found this video helpful, then I guarantee that there's going to be some others that you find helpful as well. So check out the channel and subscribe to stay up to date with my content. Until next time, peace!
It was at this moment that he knew. He dug.
Oh my God! Yeah!